Hi everybody, happy Adar, Baruch Hashem. It's a very, very special day, like every month of Adar, very special. So we're going to go over a little bit what we did last time in lesson 5 and go further. So we're talking about the whole Indian that we're talking about right now is what the whole idea of being, how self-sacrifice, giving your life over for God, how that's tied into the birth of Moshe and how that's tied into the essence of the soul. So I'm going to read over what we did from last on the last so we repeat it because it's very important. Okay, based on the above on the above spoken, we may explain the connection of the seventh of Adar to the Torah Parsha of Tetzaveh. That the concept of seventh of Adar, the birth of Moshe, who is the Jewish people, is very important. That Moshe is all the Jewish people, so therefore he's totally tied in. We're one thing, and that the strengthening of the Jewish people's mazel. What's the mazel that says in this month the Jewish people's mazel is strong? This is the strength of the essence of the soul. To sacrifice oneself for the unity of Shem is alluded to in the beginning of the Torah of this Torah portion, the Tetzaveh. So how does a person do Mesiras Nefesh? He gets this. How does this self-sacrifice? He gets this because this comes from the essence of a soul. The essence of the soul gives him the power reveals the power of him to be self-sacrificed, to give everything over for the unity of God. So this is it's alluded, this is hinted to and shown in the beginning of this Parshas. It says, and you shall command the Jewish people, and they shall take up for you pressed clear olive oil to illuminate, to raise up a continuous lamp. So the Rebbe brings down on each one of these words and explains how this is tied into Moshe Rabbeinu, the essence of the Jews and the essence of Hashem. Let's see it inside. Va'ata, ata means it says, and you, va'ata, and you should, and you, va'ata means and you. So ata is you. What does you mean? When you're saying you, it refers to Moshe, his essence. It refers to the essence of the Moshe, which is the essence of the soul. That which transcends the concept of name. That's why we don't mention Moshe's name, because it's above Moshe's name. And the vav is va'ata and you, and the vav is something it's showing down, drawing down. The vav is a straight line, and the Hebrew letter vav goes like this. So it's a straight line drawing down, drawing forth, as alluded in the shape of the letter vav. And from where is it drawing down? It's drawing down from the essence of the Muslim Moshe, so that there will be Tetzaveh, command the Jewish people. What's it mean? Moshe draws down his essence to the Jews in a way that he's binded to us, in a manner of binding. Tetzaveh is an idiom, is also taught, is a similar language of called tetzaveh, which means connection with the Jewish people. So therefore, Moshe Rabbeinu is tying down to thereby strengthening the muzzle of the Jewish people. The muzzle are healthy and the strong, their muzzle is healthy and strong, so that the strength of the essence of the soul will be revealed in them. So what happens? Moshe reveals his strength, is revealed. Todd, you should reveal your strength when he was born. And this is tied down. The strength of Moshe is how he's tied into Hashem himself, the essence of us all. This is tied down into the Jews, so we should reveal who we are, the essence of who we are. Moshe reveals his own essence and gives the power of the Jewish people to reveal their essence. And through this, this is so important to understand. You have to understand the Indian of the Nasi Ador, the Moshe Rabbeinu of a generation. The more you tie into the Rebbe, the more you tie into the Moshe of this generation, the more you can reveal your inner essence, and then that way you can bring Mashiach and bring the Gula Shlema much faster and very, very soon, and be much happier in everything you're doing. And through this, they shall take for you. What's it mean? That the Moshe connects to the Jewish people, and they press clear olive oil to illuminate. So the Jews will take this pure olive oil to shine, to illuminate, to shine, which alludes to the concept of self-sacrifice. So what should the Jews do? From having the essence of it, revealing the essence of their soul, they're able to do self-sacrifice. As the words of our sages says, that the olive sacrificed its soul to sanctify Hashem. And this is also the concept of press to illuminate, which says, as the words of our sages says, the Jewish people are compared to an olive, which does not excrete its oil except by means of pressing it. Similarly, the Jewish people, the idol worshippers, come and knock them down from place to place, namely, that through the pain and suffering of the exile, the strength of the essence of the soul is revealed, which is the concept of pure oil to illuminate. It says in the pasuk, oil, which even when it's mixed with any other liquid in the world, it will not it will float above them. Just like the essence is saying, when you tie in with the essence of the soul, so you, no matter all the darkness and difficulties, you float above it, pure, without any sentiment level. Or it says, and you reveal this level, it transcends mere light, but it becomes illuminary, it becomes the sun. That's not like the sun, rays of the sun, sunlight, becomes like the sun itself. So this is what we've seen in our generation, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, but when Rebbe explains that when we see so many Jews are so strong in serving God, we see Baal Tshuvas that they're just totally giving their lives over and doing just what everything Hashem wants them to do. Because this is the pure light that's affecting them. And with that, through the Golus, it's revealed. And that's why they're doing Tshuvas from the essence of their soul. Because that's revealed through the Golus, through the exile, and through all the problems. And all of this is in order. Why do we do this? Why do we reveal this light in ourselves and illuminate the world? It is in order to raise up a continuous light. So why do we do this? It's to light up the world. Just like the oil shines. Likewise, the base of Mikdash shines to the entire world as is written. And the non-Jews will go forth from your light. And we're supposed to be a light to the nations. And therefore the ancestors were called vibrant olive trees. Why? Since all of them, since they shine to all. Namely, that the ultimate intention in not in having self-sacrifice in a matter of leaving the world, rather on the contrary, the existence of Moshe and the Jewish people, and you should command the Jewish people, the essence of the soul, what's it mean? The pure olive oil for a luminary, shall be drawn forth and revealed and illuminated in the world, as emphasized in the birth of Moshe and the seventh of Adar. The Rebbe is saying over here that the main reason to be self-sacrifice, to give yourself over and just do whatever you can do, so you should never become separate from God. This is not mainly should be emphasized in our service in the world. Not that we have to give our life over because somebody's going to force us to go against Hashem. It should be in our daily activity. We should use the same power, the inner essential power, as emphasized in the birth of Moshe and the seventh of Adar, alluding to the fact that the strength of the mazel, the essence of the soul of Moshe and the Jewish people, is in a manner that is drawn forth and revealed in the 7 days in which the world was created. So this is brought down, Moshe brought down, as we explained earlier. And likewise, at the end of the Torah portion, we said, then the ways for it, and you shall make for yourself an altar for burning incense, ketoris. And Aaron said that after we've done everything, we've brought out, we've revealed the inner essence of our soul, the Moshe Rabbeinu, and we bring the light, and we bring the menorah, and we reveal, and we light up the whole world. This is also, the refined objects also has to do with the end of the Parshas, talking about the bringing of the incense. And Aaron should burn the incense on it every morning when he lights the lamps, and when he lights the lamps in the morning, he should burn it, and when he lights the lamps in the afternoons, he should burn the incense. Namely, that the concept of the incense was to allude to the connection of the essence of soul with Hashem in a manner of being tied, ketera and idiom ketoris, together as one, is manifest and illuminated and illuminates the world through the lamps. So in other words, this inner essence of how we're mamish tied with God as one, this is that's when you do the ketoris. The ketoris is showing the unity of a person, of how a soul is, how it's above the world and still tied with Hashem. How do we see this? How does the world see this wonderful thing? They see this through light of the menorah, to the fact that the Jews are being self-sacrificing, fulfilling Torah mitzvahs. Based on this, so let's go a little bit further. Based on this, number 9, we're at page 97. Based on this, we explain also the 2 reasons why the name of Moshe is not mentioned in the Torah portion of Tetzaveh, due to the passing of Moshe on the 7th of Adar, and due to him saying, "Erase me from your book," and their relation to each other. In the beginning of the first lesson on this, we talked about why Parshas Tetzaveh, this week's Parsha, that has to have Moshe's name mentioned in it. So here we came up 2 reasons. One reason we talked about was that Moshe was passed away during this period. And another reason we talked about, because we see that next week's Parsha, that when Moshe Rabbeinu went up to the to ask Hashem to forgive us after he came down and broke the first set of tablets, and when he went up, he said, Hashem, either you accept the Jewish people and you forgive us and forgive them, and if not, you should erase me from your book. So therefore, it seems like, and it says over there, Over there it seems like the negative type of thing. But the real reason for it, as the Rebbe shows us, is from the highest of high reasons, and it's a really super positive reason why Moshe Rabbeinu is not mentioned in this end of this Parshas Tetzaveh. The reason that Moshe Rabbeinu is not mentioned in the Torah portion of Tetzaveh is due to the fact that it's close to the 7th of Adar. It's not because Moshe Rabbeinu passed away on the 7th of Adar, like we talked about at the beginning of the Parsha, which is alluded to the omission of his name from the Torah portion, which means that he passed away, so we don't want to mention his name. Rather, also, that's one reason, the Rebbe says, but the real reason, and mainly, is because on the 7th of Adar, Moshe Rabbeinu was born. The birth is sufficient to remove the negative aspect of passing. So therefore, since he was born, it's enough to take away that he passed away. Since the birth of Moshe on the 7th of Adar is the revelations of the essence it's the revelation of the essence of existence that transcends his name. Like you said before, it's beyond the name. It's talking about the essence of what a person before a person's name talks about the essence, which therefore he is not called by the name Moshe in the entire portion. His name is not mentioned. It's rather and you. So this Parsha talked about Moshe, talking about his essence, your essence, including his connection with the true you, the essence of Hashem. So this is tied in, how Moshe is tied in well with Hashem, it's even above the Torah. And since the birth of Moshe, his essence, which transcends his name on the 7th of Adar, is connected to all the Jewish people, Moshe, so therefore we're going to see how this is relevant to us, because everything that happens to the Nasi Evelyn, the Rebbe, and the leader, Moshe Rabbeinu, has to do with, it's connected directly with all the Jewish people. So therefore, since the birth of Moshe and his essence, which transcends his name on the 7th of Adar, is connected to all the Jewish people. Moshe is the Jewish people expressed in the fact, how is it expressed in the fact of the 7th of Adar? That the mazel, the essence of the soul of Jewish people, is strong. This comes that our mazel is strong. It's emphasized in the beginning of the Torah portion that the level of you, like we said before, you, the essence of Moshe, including his connection to the essence of Hashem, is drawn down va'ata, like we said before, is drawn down into the world with a vav, and is united to Tetzaveh. So when this essence of Moshe and the essence of Hashem is revealed, it's drawn down to and united. Tetzaveh means and you should command, which means it's united with the essence of Jewish people, and our essence, we're called pure olive oil. Why are we called? And therefore, the Torah portion read in close proximity to the 7th of Adar alludes to the self-sacrifice of Moshe, him saying, "Erase me from my book." So the first one we said it's near his birthday. We said now because it's his birthday, and his birthday is revealing his essence, and essence is beyond name, so therefore his name isn't mentioned in this week's Parsha. And the second one is the idea of erasing me from your book, that when you reveal the essence, you reveal the power to do self-sacrifice and to erase yourself from Hashem's book because you want to sacrifice yourself for the Jewish people. Let's see how it says that. Okay, let's go over this. Okay. And alludes to the fact that therefore the Torah portion reads in close proximity 7th of Adar alludes to the self-sacrifice of Moshe, him saying, "Erase me from your book," for the sake of the Jewish people, to reveal their essential connection with Hashem, which is above Torah. That's why Hashem should be erased from me, because I have to reveal my inner essence with their inner essence, through his name not being mentioned in it. Rather, in you, his essence, which transcends the concept of name, which is talking about the essence of Moshe himself, which this concept is evident in an openly manifest manner on the 7th of Adar, upon which Moshe was born. The revelation of the essence of Moshe and the essence of the people as they are one with the essence of Hashem. So this is very, very amazing. The Rebbe is saying here that the essence of everything, the essence of God, how he revealed into the Jewish people, into the world, comes through Moshe. So Moshe reveals it, and then he reveals the essence of Jewish people. And even though it said that, but it says that even though I said before that that the Jewish people our essence is to shine up the world. Based on this is understood that also the reason for his name not being mentioned in the Torah portion Tetzaveh is because of him saying, "Erase me from your book," which is read in close proximity to the Torah portion of Tetzaveh, is related is related to the context of 7th of Adar, the day in which Moshe was born. So we say the erase me from the book is read in this week's Parsha, not in the Parsha when Moshe Rabbeinu says when it was actually said, which is next week's Parsha. Excuse me, not this week. I mean Parshas Tetzaveh, but after Parshas Tetzaveh, Kisisa and Sisa, that's when it's mentioned about erase me. So why do we say it the Parsha before when this whole occurred that Moshe went up to Hashem and said, erase me from my book, and if you're not going to forgive the Jewish people. So he's going to say that it says it's related to the day. Let's go there. And based on this is understood back to the beginning. And also the reason for his name not being mentioned in the Torah portion of the Tetzaveh because of him saying, erase me from your book, which is read in close proximity to the Torah portion of the Tetzaveh. The week after we read that this, erase me from your book, is related to the content of the 7th of Adar, the day in which Moshe was born, his essence, which is connected to the essence of the Jewish people, which this is the reason for self-sacrifice, for the sake of the Jewish people, in saying, erase me from your book. As a result of this, his name is not mentioned in the Torah portion of Tetzaveh, which is read in close proximity to the day of his birth. Rather, on the contrary, in you, his essence, which transcends the concept of name. So here the Rebbe is just going on to explain that the reason why we read before Moshe Rabbeinu was being self-sacrificed for the Jewish people, the portion we read this, the portion before, because how does Moshe Rabbeinu have the power to be self-sacrificed to the Jewish people? It's just a revelation for him being born. When Moshe Rabbeinu is born, his essence is born. And his essence is from the essence, that's when you understand. Self-sacrifice for Hashem is tied into your into your essence. This is why in this week's Parsha it doesn't mention, because we have to have this level of Moshe Rabbeinu reveal his essence, so this affected him that he was able to be Mesiras Nefesh, was able to sacrifice for the Jewish people, and telling Hashem that the most wonderful thing in the world, there's nothing more wonderful than the Torah and God. And Moshe Rabbeinu said, I don't want the Torah. I just want you, God, and the Jews, because you're born in the Torah. This is the essence of everything. So this is what Moshe Rabbeinu was saying. And this is what the Rebbe is talking to us. And we have to understand that the Rebbe is talking about this because our generation is the generation to receive the essence. How much time do we have?
2.5 minutes.
Okay, so then instead of going further, let's talk about a few things. Now we're talking about self-sacrifice. So this is my own understanding. Now, from what I've seen in the world, that we know now that there's tens of thousands of Jews doing tshuva every day. This is the greatest thing that's ever happened since the times of the prophets. But the level of a tshuva doing, they're doing the tshuva of this soul from the essence of the soul. People who knew nothing, who didn't think about God, I'm included in that for 20 years, all of a sudden turn around and want to do everything and could keep in Torah mitzvahs and give up their prior life, whatever it was, and all we want to do is what Hashem wants us to do. And you can meet a lot of people, and when people talk about this, you find out that a lot of people are just into serving Hashem. And most of these people come from no background of Judaism, and they had no learning in their life. They were crushed by the Golas. They were crushed by living in a world that doesn't know about God, that doesn't think about God. But this crushing brought them to a level where their inner essence, that all they want is Hashem. There are differences between certain Hasidim. There's one group of Hasidim that they felt that we really should, like Chabad, the Rebbe told us, you have to go out in the world and change the world. So there's one group of Hasidim that said, well, if you're going to go out in the world, they're afraid that they're going to be brought down. So this one, I remember I was talking to one of these guys, he's saying, you Lubavitchers, you go out and there are women, there's all these different problems in the world, and you're going to go out and get brought down. I looked at him and said, I was one of those people. So the person just right away was quiet, because he understood that Jews now coming from like our day and age, we're doing tshuva, it's the highest level. Tshuva is the time of Mashiach. And where do we get this from? We don't understand. It doesn't come from our understanding. It comes from the essence of our soul. So Baruch Hashem, we should all see Mashiach now. Zai goes into everybody.